I'm Pastor Jeff. I'm the pastor at East Petersburg Mennonite Church. It is an honor to be here today to say hello to all of you. I really want to send my love out to those who are part of our church family at East Petersburg Mennonite Church. And, this morning I was in a conversation with several people. And one of the things that I found they were asking of me time and time again is this: what does the church do when the church is shut down? So you and I, every person that's living on this planet right now, are figuring out this kind of new normal of living. And the church is no different. The church is figuring out a new normal. And yes, we currently are not allowed to assemble or gather, especially in large numbers, any number above 10, but that doesn't mean the church is closed. And so this evening, I want to just tell you this. We've come up with an acronym. The acronym is the word church, and it's how we are continually working at being the church, even here in a time of pandemic and COVID-19, a time which we are all struggling to find a new normal. We want to make these commitments to you as we are the church. And so we'll post these in the comments and the notes below, but if you look at the word church, these are the commitments that we are making even now when we are not able to assemble or gather. First, we want to care. And so the C in church is that we're making a commitment to care. We want to pray. We want to continue to do pastoral care when we're able and when it's demanding. We want to relay resources. If you find yourself in need, short on food, if you find yourself needing some rent or kind of how do I do this in the midst of this resourcing, we love to try to put you in resources. The H in church is that we are making a commitment to help respond to the needs of our church members and our neighbors as best as we are able, physically, spiritually, mentally. We want to utilize, we're making a commitment to utilize new ways to teach and disciple and witness to the reigning goodness and good news of Jesus, to our neighbors, to each other, to the world around us. We want to make a commitment of resourcing, that we want to resource you on how to live and love like Jesus in this time of need in your neighborhoods. We want to make this commitment that we are continually paying attention to both science, to the news, to prophetic insight, to the testimonies people are sharing, so that we know how we can respond responsibly as a church. Right now, one of the best ways that we can love our neighbor is simply by not gathering normally and spreading germs and giving the virus opportunity to spread. And so we want to continue to pay attention to what's happening around us. And lastly, the commitment we are making, and if you look at church, it's the last H in the acronym, and it's this: it's that we are committed to hearing the voice of God, studying the witness of the early church as they walk through situations like this, as well as the witness of the scriptures. And we want to share that stuff with you, and we want to pay attention to it. We want to study and hear from you what the scriptures and the voice of God are saying to you as well. And that's fine. So that's the commitment we are making during this time. But what does it mean for you as someone who attends church or as a member of our church to be part of our church here in this time where we can't assemble and gather? And so we did another acronym, right? And that acronym is PART. How can you continue to be part of a church that currently is not allowed to assemble and gather? And that's easy, right? Pray for us. Pray with us. Take opportunity that we present to pray together. And so the first way you can be part of our church even here in the midst of this is to really just pray with us. Then secondly is associate, right? Like, don't write off community. Yeah, maybe we have to figure out some new ways of doing everything, right? We have texting apps now and email apps and Facebook, and you can still call and text us, but right in the midst of this, find ways to still creatively associate with community, to share your voice, to hear from each other. Secondly, the way you continue to take part in church in this time is to reach out to church members. Just call them up, ask them how they're doing. Reach out to your neighbors with the love of God, right? Reach out to us with the love of God. We're in this kind of thick and thin thing with you as well, and we need to hear from you as well. And lastly, how you can continue to take part is tithe, right? Continue to show commitment financially to your church. And you can do that either through the app or through Tithely. But our resourcing, our ability to be the church doesn't continue without that. One of the things that we are most excited about is that this Sunday, Derek, Josh, and I are working on a shortened, kind of a abbreviated church worship gathering that will be live streamed right here from my office. Josh is going to lead us in a few songs of worship. Derek's going to lead us in a time of prayer. And on top of that, then we're going to have a 6 to 7 minute kind of sermon message or sermonette or, kind of a meditation together. And then Josh will close us out with the time of song. And so this Sunday at 10 a.m., you'll be able to watch on Facebook, but also on our website just by going to eastpetersburgchurch.com, a shortened or abbreviated church worship gathering. As we continue to find a new norm, pay attention to our website and our email blasts or texts, and you can find out ways that you can continue to take part of our church and that we are still being the church in this time. We look forward to connecting with you in new and creative ways. We are praying for you, and we are here for you. See you on Sunday online.